You have written a book, or maybe you're thinking about writing one, but you have no idea how to actually get it published on Amazon. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the entire process. So by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to go from a finished manuscript to a published book on Amazon. I am Hamad from HMD Publishing. We have helped publish thousands of books on Amazon with an 87% bestseller rate. So whether you're doing this yourself or hiring someone, this video will give you a complete roadmap. If you're serious about self-publishing, hit that subscribe button. I post videos breaking down exactly how to succeed on Amazon. Before you even think about uploading anything to Amazon, your manuscript needs to be properly ready. And that means two things: editing and formatting. For editing, at minimum, do a self-edit first. Read through your entire manuscript and fix the obvious error. But honestly, I always recommend hiring a professional editor. A fresh pair of eyes will catch things you will never spot yourself. And readers will notice bad editing is the fastest way to get 1-star reviews. Then there is formatting. Your book needs to be formatted to Amazon's specifications, correct margins, trim size, page breaks, headers, page numbers, all of it. Your cover is #1 marketing tool. It's the first thing people see when they're scrolling through Amazon, and they are going to judge your book by its cover. It's very sad, but this is just how it works. So let's look into some covers on Amazon. When you search for a book on Amazon, this is what you see. Your cover has to stand out among all these. All these bestsellers on page 1, you can see they have one thing in common. They have a brilliant cover, and you can do that too. Your cover doesn't need to have a lot of glitter on top of it. It just needs to speak with the right audience at the right time. Because remember, your cover is your salesman. Let's compare two different covers. One is good and one is bad. On my left, you can see "Don't believe everything you think." It's a very simple cover. It cannot get any more simpler than this. The reason I say this is a good cover, it's because the message is very clear. There is no clutter, no nothing. If I'm scrolling on Amazon, this is definitely going to stand out. But if you look on my right, this says "Pause and Respond." I can see there is no breathing space for the title on top. The text color and the background is blending into itself. It's very hard for me to read the title, especially when I'm scrolling on my phone. Instantly tell the difference. Which one are you clicking? Is definitely going to be the left one for me. I see a lot of people try to use Canva, but for a book cover, it's almost always looks self-published and not in a good way. Invest in a professional cover designer. Now, your cover isn't just the front. If you're doing a paperback, you need a full wrap, front, spine, and back. Amazon actually has a tool for this. Let me show you. This is Amazon cover calculator. You put in your binding type, your interior type, you select your page type, your reading direction. For English, it's left to right always. For Arabic and other languages, it's right to left. And you select the trim size. For example, I'll go with 6x9, 300 pages, and I'll calculate the dimensions, and it will basically generate the template. I will download this template, and this is how it's going to look. There will be different files: PDF, PNG, and readme text. I'll share this template with my cover designer so that they can adjust the sizing of the book. You can go to kdp.amazon.com. You can click on sign in, and you will see this page. This is your Amazon login. You can log in using your Amazon account. If you don't have one, you can simply create one for free. Once you're in, this is your bookshelf. This is where all your books will live. Now we're going to create a new title. Now you will see all these options: Kindle ebook, paperback, hardcover, and series. I recommend starting with paperback. I'll use this setup as an example. So book title is where you add your book title. It's important that you look for the typos and everything, because Amazon don't allow you to change this after the book is published. Subtitle, this is again a very important one. Make sure you type your subtitle correctly. And if your book is a series, for example, in this case, this is a series, Sacred Root series, book #1. You can set up your series here. This is where your author name will go. For example, your first name and the last name, whatever it is. And this is your description. This is basically your sales pitch. Think of it like the back cover blurb. This is what convinces someone to buy your book after they click on it. Now, this is really important: keywords. You get 7 keyword slots. Think about what your ideal reader would type into Amazon to find a book like yours. For example, if you have written a magic book, in this scenario, somebody looking for a hoodoo book, hoodoo root work, spiritual protection rituals, these could be a very good keywords. Use certain tools such as Helium 10, Jungle Scout, Publisher Rocket to validate the search volume and the competitiveness of all these keywords before you put them here. We have a separate video explaining all these tools. Subscribe if you want to learn more about them. Now categories, you can pick up to 3. Pick the most specific categories that fit your book. Getting a bestseller badge is relative to your category. A niche category means less competition. Once you're done with all these settings, we can click on save and continue and move on to the next page. This is where we will upload your files. Before we upload, we have to make sure we have all the files prepared. This is what the next page looks like. If you're just selling your book on Amazon, you can get a free ISBN from Amazon and just proceed with the next one. You can select the setting from here, whatever the desired setting is. I'll go with black and white with white paper. Trim size, these are the dimensions of your book after it is printed. Bleed setting, you can ask this to your interior designer. I will go with bleed PDF. Paperback cover, this is your personal preference, matte or glossy, whatever you prefer. Before we upload the files, it's important that we make sure our files are ready. The way we like to do at HMD Publishing is we organize all the files in one folder. These are our files. This is how exactly we deliver to our clients as well. For example, with bleed, which means this is the file which I need to upload, and this is my cover. So I just open the folders on the back end before we upload. So this is my paperback cover and this is my paperback interior file. I'll simply just upload the files here. So in my case, I already have done it. This is an AI generated question. If I have used any sort of AI, if yes, you can say yes. If no, you can simply say no. I will re-upload this cover so that we can launch Previewer and check this together. Once you have uploaded your cover, we can simply click on Launch Previewer. It might take a minute or two. So this is how it will look like. To me, it looks okay. For example, I can see the spine is correct. The title on the front cover is correct. Back is correct. I'll just scroll through a few pages. This is my title page. A beautifully, nicely formatted book. Everything is very clear. I'm happy with how it looks. You have to be mindful about the headers and footers. For example, I have enough room for the headers and footers. This is my safety line for interior. I am happy with how it looks. I'll simply click approve. So I am done with the step, which was the major one. Now Amazon is telling me my print cost is 5.33. And for US and for other markets, I can simply read from here. So we'll move on to the next page, which is paperback rights and pricing. The pricing works very differently for paperback and ebook. So we'll start with paperback and jump to ebook after that. So I'll select all territories from here. My primary marketplace is .com, which is the US market, and then pricing and royalty distribution. So I'll set one. Let's say my book is $12.99. This is the price that I want to sell my book for. And then printing cost is 5.33, which means for a 60% royalty, I will make 2.64 from each sale. If I go with expanded distribution, this means potentially large distributors may add the book to their catalog. Then my royalty will go down, but for time being, I'll just skip it. And then these are the other marketplaces. I always like to optimize the prices for other markets as well. So let's say $9.99, and this is $10.99. These are all these European markets. We basically just copy paste later on. And once you're done with your pricing, these are some Amazon's terms and conditions. You can go ahead and read it. Once that part is done, you can request a proof copy just to see how the book looks like. Let's delve into your ebook pricing. Ebook pricing is slightly different. They offer KDP select enrollment, which means you limit your book to Amazon KDP for 90 days and you're not allowed to publish your book anywhere else. Then Amazon will display your book on multiple places on their own website. Again, same goes for territories. All territories, primary marketplace, you basically select here. Pricing, this is the tricky one for Amazon. So let's say if I select 35%, which means from every sale I will make 35%. So let's say if I sell my book for $4.99, the royalty that I am making for 35%, 1.75. But this gives me the flexibility that if I'm running some sort of promotions, I can do that. I can list my book for 0.99. And ebooks, we generally look at it as more like a traffic to drive traffic on our page, and then we try to sell the other copies. If I go with paperback, then they won't allow me to do the 0.99. So the minimum pricing I can do is 2.99. I'll go through all these, fix my pricing, and once I'm happy with everything, I'll simply just hit publish your Kindle book. Once I've requested the proof copy, if you want to see the actual copy, how it looks like and everything, like the printing quality and everything, it's always a good idea to request a proof. We always recommend to our clients. You can save this as a draft. Once you're happy with the proof copy, publish your paperback after that. So after you hit publish, this is your moment. Amazon will save all the progress with the pricing and all the files locked in. Save successful. You'll see something like this, and just like that, your book is submitted. Amazon now reviews your book, which typically takes 24 to 72 hours. On the back end, it says review, and after 24 to 72 hours, they'll send you a confirmation email saying your book is live and you are officially a published author. And by the way, if you ever need to make changes after publishing, fix a typo, update your book description, change the price, you can do that anytime. KDP lets you update your book whenever you want. But here's the thing, most people don't realize publishing is not the finish line, it's the starting point. If you want people to actually find your book and buy it, you need a launch strategy. Let me walk you through the key things you should be doing. 1. Amazon ads. Amazon has its own advertising platform. You can run sponsored product ads so that your book shows up when people search for it in your genre. Let me show you what this looks like. So I'll type self-help books and you will see this ad on top. You see this sponsored, the word sponsored, which means this author is running ads against this keyword. This is one of the most effective ways to get visibility, especially in the first few weeks. Amazon ads is one of the services that we offer at HMD Publishing. For example, if you look at our page, this is one of our clients. We have ran Amazon ads and we have spent 92,534 and we have generated a sales of around 219,000 US dollars. Second, reviews. Reviews are everything on Amazon. The more reviews you have, the more Amazon trusts your book and recommends it to people. So how do you get reviews? You do an ARC strategy, that's advanced readers copy. Before you launch, give free copies of your books to readers and ask them to leave an honest review. You can find ARC readers in Facebook groups, Goodreads, or through your own network. Third, promote it everywhere. Share your book on social media, tell your friends and family. The more momentum you build in those first few weeks, the better Amazon algorithm will treat your book. Here is a good example of how our client Dean Moss Books have been promoting his book. If you need help with book promotion on social media, just reach us out. Alright, let me give you a quick recap. So to recap, publishing a book on Amazon KDP is 7 steps. 1. Prepare your manuscript, editing and formatting. 2. Get a professional cover designed. 3. Set up your KDP account and fill in your book details. 4. Upload your manuscript and cover. 5. Set up your pricing. 6. Hit publish. And 7. Launch and market your book. That is the whole process. It's not as complicated as it looks once you break it down. Now, if any of this feels overwhelming or you don't have the time to do it yourself, that's exactly what we do at HMD Publishing. We handle everything from editing and formatting to cover design, publishing, and Amazon ads. Link is in the description. Book a free meeting today. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and subscribe. I've got a lot more self-publishing content coming and you don't want to miss that.